No, no, gotcha. Okay, we are gonna start with mountain steep. So you will come to a wall. You'll put your blocks like this. Make sure the flat side is down, and then you're just gonna drop your heels towards the floor. So stand toes on the block, and then heels drop, and then back to the wall. And then you just want your feet parallel. Stand up. Thank you, Shay. Correct? Yeah. I know. Yeah, so that's it. And you can go ahead and yeah, get in there. Get into that shape. Yeah, she's not wrong. But anyways, okay, so welcome to Yin. Welcome to Somatic Yin. Shay and I were talking, what is that even, right? It's another Rachel creation. Very creative. Never thought of myself as a creative person, but I guess I am. So yeah, what are we gonna do? We're gonna integrate. This actually is not a yin posture. This is actually a Peter Egosky method posture, but it's really good for spinal. God, I cannot talk at the end of the day. It's very good for aligning the spine. Okay, so you're dropping your heels, pressing your back against the wall. Try to get yourself as close to the wall as you can. Let your heels melt towards the floor. And you might just feel it in your calves right now. That's pretty normal. Now, as we stay here, we'll stay here for several minutes. It starts to work its way up the legs to the hips. Some people start to feel this in their low back, shoulders, neck. All right, so what are we going to do for the next hour? We're going to transition between, for the most part, yin shapes, postures that are meant to open you up, right? Meant to stretch not just muscles, but also connective tissue and the fascia that surrounds the connective tissue. We open it up, right? Create a little more space inside the body, a little more mobility, a little more flexibility. But fascia is kind of like a cheesecloth. It covers every muscle in your body. When we open it up, body becomes more efficient, more effective in nature, a lot less aches and pains. And we're going to integrate this yin style work with some somatic, some shaking, some stomping, some undulations. Really just to overdose ourselves in nervous system regulation. If you could overdose in that, I'm not sure it's possible. Most of us live most of our day in fight or flight and sympathetic activation, moving, going, or in dorsal shutdown, right? Catalina just said, oh, I think I'm depressed, right? Because we're not in Bali or somewhere gorgeous. But that is actually a reality that a lot of us feel. We feel this, not like maybe major depression, but we feel this subtle anxiety, subtle depression. And a lot of that is because of how we live our lives. This constant go, this constant being and doing, no rest, no softness, no receiving. So often we have been taught since a very young age that rest is being lazy. But rest is needed. Our nervous systems actually function best with a certain amount of rest. And I don't just mean sleep. I mean where the body is at peace, where you feel connected, where you feel safe, where you feel grounded. Be here for another minute or so, just breathing in and out. Don't worry about the style of breath right now you're using. Throughout the practice, I will guide you into specific breathing exercises. When I'm not guiding you, though, just breathe as it feels right for you. If you have an ocean breath, an ujjayi breath that you enjoy, use it. If you want to use diaphragmic breath, use it. But no, just want to breathe how my breath breathes in my body, then that's okay too. So the yin part of this practice, metta yoga, right? We'll get into these postures. We don't work on form so much. We work more on sensation, on feeling. Notice what you're feeling right now. Notice the sensations. That's where your mind goes. There's huge struggle keeping it here, goes to planning, or maybe questioning, or maybe it's going to, how long are we going to stay? One more. I like to use the yin portion of my practice where I'm holding shapes to observe my mind, kind of like a meditative state. And then to label the thoughts, planning, worry, creating, whatever that may be for you. I'm gonna very, very slowly blink your eyes open if they are closed. As you walk off your blocks, be careful because it feels weird for most of us. And then walk around the room a little. It's about 5 minutes. I'll work our way. We like to work our way about. That will usually then happen to all elements of the slump. And then you can just make your way to your mat. Come lying down on your back. Take a moment in a mini savasana before we move on. So legs long, arms long, beside you. Eyes soften, maybe even pose. And then just notice and observe in stillness what's happening for you in this moment. Might feel a sensation. Maybe you feel it in your feet or your calves, your hips, your low back, somewhere upward, shoulders, neck. Listen and observe. We're going to move into 3-part diaphragmatic breath. So legs can stay long, or I like to personally bend my knees, but do what you want, what feels good in your body. We'll move our hands to our diaphragm, to our rib cage. And as you inhale, you'll expand. The belly will lift, it'll go up and out. And then we're going to breathe from belly to chest to collarbone, from collarbone to chest to belly. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, belly, chest, collarbone, and then collarbone, chest, belly. Deep diaphragmatic breath is very powerful. Continue at your own cadence. Really want to learn how to breathe into the base of the lungs. There's a lot of reasons. One is it's really hard to regulate the nervous system if your breath stays locked up in your chest. 2, when we add more oxygen to the body, right, it actually helps circulation. Also helps blood flow, traveling to different parts of the body. It helps organs. It even helps our brain. And lastly, it activates the parasympathetic, so it calms. Take your time to really feel the 3 parts. Feel the belly rise, lift, and expand. Collapse, fall down, and navel draws in. Ribs close together. Let's take 3 more of these intentional breaths. From here, we'll move into our next somatic exercise. a reclined undulation. So hands by heels, plant your feet, roll your hips off the mat, extend your arms behind you. Pick up your heels and then slow from upper back, middle back, lower back, and all the way down. And heels land, palms land. Take your time, take it slow. So you feel every last ounce of your vertebra lift. And then be placed subtly back on to the back. Spines love undulations. You're gonna add a little tilt to the pelvis at the end, and then re-imprint, lift, extend. And then exhale, roll down super slow. 2 more, breathe in. Heels rise, roll down, breathe. And then last, breathe it in. And heels rise, roll it down, super slow. So we'll come into our next yin shape. Option to grab your blocks if you want. We're gonna come into reclined butterfly. Personally, I like to take my blocks, which I forgot to tell everyone to grab them. So sorry, but if you want blocks, you have to get up. Or I can come get them. I like to place them underneath my knees or my thighs. Okay, you do you though. From here, we will be here for a few minutes. So go ahead and start to invite in intentional breath in and out from your nose. Finding a rhythm that you can allow and get kind of lost. I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer. Feel free to place your hands on your body. Also place them on the ground. Your heels can draw in towards your form, but you can also take them away. Notice the difference. Maybe explore both options before you settle in. In the yin part of this practice, stillness is key. We want to do our best once we settle into the shape to not move. Because yin is working with time and stillness. And when we start to move and fidget, time starts again. That is how the fascia begins to unwind. You might want to continue with your diaphragmatic belly breath. It's very therapeutic for the nervous system. Just an option. Remember, if you feel any pain, then we come out of the shape. Discomfort is always welcome, but pain is not. Pain is usually sharp and stabbing. Discomfort is a sensation where you're like, I feel something happening. I didn't want to stay here all day, but I'm okay for right now. Nothing stabbing, nothing shooting up my legs or into my roof. Just notice if you're clenching anywhere. And I do it all the time, so just soften. And sometimes we have to use our mind to do that. Our mind helps direct the body. As with anything, as we hold something, things sometimes shift or change. You're allowed. Give your body permission to shift and change. Also give yourself permission to remain still. Use your hands, but slowly pull your knees in. And then go ahead and reach your legs out long for again that mini savasana to just notice and observe the sensations in your body. Notice if anything else is coming to the surface. Sometimes emotions will, it doesn't mean they have to, it just means it often can happen. Slide the feet in. We're going to take 5 more rounds of that big diaphragmatic breath, breathing in belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Full expansion, belly, chest, collarbones, chest, belly. Keep going. On to pause and just observe. Begin to lift your arms and your legs, and it's just a slow rinse, slow shake. 1 full. Shaking wrist, ankles, fingers, toes, hips, booty. It can be fast, it can be slow. You can add a little humming, vibration. That feels good. Get weird, get silly. And just rock. Couple times over. Okay, we're gonna move into deer pose. So you might want to put your blocks to the side. I like to have a bolster out in front of me, right shin front of the mat, left shin down the side. Okay, kind of like pigeon, not quite. Flex your front foot. You're welcome to stay just like this. Absolutely. You can also use your blankets and your blocks if the bolster is too low. You can also lay the bolster onto your leg and let your belly kind of just fall over it. Find what feels right. Start the time. It was a little lopsided. Never hurt anyone, right? You're welcome to also turn your head either or to the left or right. When we go to the other side, you'll just turn it the opposite direction if you turned your head. You might feel sensation in your right glute, the inner thigh, the hip flexor. All of that is totally normal. You might be really flexible and not feel a lot. That's okay too. Don't worry about flexing your feet or pointing your toes. Let your body be like jello. Just kind of moldy. Coming back to where can I just be a bit softer? Where can I sink 1%? Slowly come up, guys. Before we go to the other side, you're gonna just take your bolster behind you long. If you need more support, you can also grab your blanket. And then you're gonna lie back with your bolster. I like to scoot over a little bit so my left shin is still on the mat. And then you just drop it back. And this is now getting the left side to hit the psoas. You might feel a little on your right. It's also on your spine, on your back. So be mindful that if you feel any pain, let me know because we can adjust, of course. Booty might want to lift off the mat, drop it back down. Booty might want to clench and squeeze. That's a protective mechanism. Try to relax it. Might have to intentionally tell yourself to relax it. Also a big heart opener. So we're hitting the whole hip region, outer, inner, front, back. Where so many of us store a lot of emotion. So you may or may not feel emotion. All of that is welcome. It's all okay. And if you don't, that doesn't mean you did anything wrong. We're all different. Slowly prop yourself up to your forearms, come all the way up. And we're just gonna switch to the other side. So left shin is going to come to the front of the mat. Yeah. Right leg goes to the mat. I noticed right away I'm way off the side. It's like, oh my God, this does not want to go to the ground. It's quite normal to be lopsided. And depending on how you hold your body all day, how you sit, how you walk, how you carry your handbag, it all matters. And then just go ahead and fold forward. Again, you can fold with the bolster on your leg or right in front of it. You can turn your head or you can have your forehead on the ground. Check in. Make sure you don't feel pain. Sensation, yes, pain, no. You might notice that the side feels totally different than the other side. I know I do. And it's normal. It's easy to go into judgment or try to analyze it. Why is it? And it is. So instead of I try to remind myself figuring out why it is, instead I know, okay, this is just information that I can work with. Maybe I need to do a little more on opening this side up or strengthening. Maybe I need to remind myself to switch out my handbag to the other shoulder. Or watch my posture as I walk. This is our feminine side. So if you are in line with different energies, maybe this side is tighter, you need to embrace some more feminine energy. I know I do. If it's the right side, maybe the masculine is really tight. Maybe you need to invite more feminine energy, or maybe you need more masculine energy. It all works together. Slowly rise. Switch the bolster to behind us. I recommend long wings. Then as you're ready, adjust your legs as needed. Toes can roll out and go back. And then you'll just go ahead and lay on your back onto the bolster. Ooh, ooh. Yes. Oh my right. Ooh. Maybe you feel the same, or maybe it was on the other side for you. Maybe returning to either ocean breathing or diaphragmic breath. The more we practice these techniques, the more likely they will become more of a default. They will trigger when we need them, especially when we are not on our yoga mat. And every once in a while. Release. Soften. And slowly rise. This time as you come up, just push the bolster to the side and come onto your back. Woo! Take a minute. Integration, try to be still. Movement actually will take sensation away. We want to feel the sensation. Sensation is full of wisdom. Tells us often where we need to back off or where we need to move forward. What do we need to add in? What do we need to release? Lift your feet in. We'll take 5 more rounds of that deep diaphragmatic breath, breathing belly, chest, collarbones, chest, belly. And you're welcome to exhale from your mouth if you want this. A little sigh feels good. And exhale. Knees to chest rock, come up to all fours. Let's move through a few cat cows. Belly down, gaze up. And then around and push the floor away. Again, like we did on our backs, move through every vertebra, nice and slow. Push the floor away. And then drop the shoulders, drop the belly, lift the chin. Open through the throat one more time. And then nice neutral spine. So bird dog is also a bilateral stimulation exercise. We're going to be really intentional about it. So navel to spine, right arm forward, left leg lifts, and just hold. Flex through your foot, square off your hips, pull your belly, and breathe in and out. And out. Squeeze your left glute. This is an active pose. This is a yang pose, not a yin pose. Now, place it down. Left arm forward, right leg lifts. Right wrist under, elbow under shoulder. Hips are squared, belly fully engaged. Push the floor away. Reach through your left hand, reach out through your right heel. Squeeze your navel to your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place it down, switch it out. Place it down, switch it up. Slow and intentional is often, can be even harder than lower it down, then fast. Extend, switch, keep the form, breathe in, hold for your exhale, breathe in again, exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift, square hips, reach through heel with your fingers, belly engaged, and then lower. Keep going, your cadence. Be very intentional and be exact with your form in this one exercise. One more round. And then come to a nice neutral spine. You can either sit on your heels or we're gonna come into fire breathing. You can sit on a block. Okay, so fire things up a little bit and then we'll pull them back down again. So fire breathing, in and out, lips stay sealed. You're gonna big breath in, belly will expand, and then on the exhale, you're gonna pay mostly attention to the exhale and snap your belly. So it looks like this. So it's doing a bunch of things, right? It's toning belly, it's heating body, and it tends to stir shit up, okay? So if you start to be like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack, stop. You don't want to have a panic attack, okay? But if you feel like that saying like, nah, I'm having a panic attack, oh, that's good. It's working, all right? So big inhale, big exhale, 3/4 in, and begin. Three, two, one. Okay, take a breath in, big exhale. Okay, round two, we're gonna hold the exhale on the last one, and you're gonna hold it longer than it's comfortable. I'm probably gonna hold it longer than anyone can actually hold it, and you're just gonna, when you need to, take a little sip in and then hold it out again, okay? Ready? Breathe in, full exhale. Begin to pump. Okay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Drop your chin. Pull the muscles from your perineum up to your belly. Then try to hollow out your diaphragm as you hold that exhale out. Remember, at any point, feel like there's no way to continue to hold this exhale, take a little sip in and go back to holding the exhale. Take a breath in. Chin and chest lift up, head drops back as you hold your inhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just notice for a minute. Yeah. All right. And stand up. Yeah. Tap out your feet and stomp it out. Walk around. Do bilateral taps, but stomp. Heel, touch. Heel, hold on to your feet and hit the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come to standing mountain. Squat it out. Tap. Sway side to side. I inhale, tall mountain. Forward fold, exhale. Left leg's gonna step back, low lunge. Okay, so a few options here. You can use your props, I highly recommend. A blanket under your knee to pad the left knee if you need it. The blocks can go at the high setting like this. This is dragon, so it tends to get fiery, hence the fire breath and then the fire pose. Or you can take them a little lower, or you don't have to use them. Find what feels right for you, and then we're gonna settle in here. Latex. And I promise I will set the timer for this one, so we are not lopsided. Wait. Yeah. Drop the hips. Relax the jaw. Let the eyes soften. Maybe even close. And transition into your ocean breath, your diaphragmatic breath, whatever breath feels right. At any point, if the height of your blocks feels it's an adjustment, do that. Adjust. At any point you want to shift your hips forward more or back a little bit. But make sure you're checking in with yourself. I tend to clench and grind my teeth here. Sitting, punching the shoulders. You make neck circles. Stillness is in the low half of the body. Upper half of the body, not as important. It's not what we're working on. Yeah. Oh, my neck has so many creaks. Anyone ever fall asleep in their pillow? It's just like slightly off, and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, that was last night. Brian and I were watching, it's really good. This show. It's the new Harlem, I don't know if it's new, but it's a Harlem. Yeah, it was called I'll Find You. Literally watched the whole thing in like 2 nights. Literally stayed up to midnight because I was like, just one more. He's like, you're gonna be so miserable. I know, just one more. Almost there, ladies. And just come up onto left knee. Stay there for a moment. Bring your hands to your low back, push your hips forward, maybe drop your head back, kind of like a half camel, just for a moment. And then bring your hands to your block and put it straight in your front leg. Flex your toes, and then just bend and straighten a few times like you're flossing your hands. Okay, and you're just gonna step to the top of your mat, ragdoll, hang for a moment. And grab opposite elbows, contract in the back of your neck, sway from toes to heels or side to side, what feels right. Okay, and then we'll begin to step the right leg back. Switch the blanket if you're using it to support your knee. And then coming into the shape again, other side. Left leg is forward. You can have the blocks on the same height. You can play with a different height. Relax with the back toes, and then again, just shift your hips forward a little bit. Melt them towards the floor. Notice if there's any tightness in your neck, jaw, shoulders, and if so, encourage your body to soften and relax if they may not. And return to the breath that works right for you in this moment. Paying attention, being curious, not from comparison, but just observing that the two sides may feel very different. Just information. And slowly begin to come out of the shape, rising onto our right knee, heavy hands. Start off that thigh, pull your chest up, bring your hands to your low back, and then push your hips forward. Head can fall back if it feels right. Stay there for a breath in. Big breath out. And then move the hips just a bit forward and back a few times. Plus, from here, go ahead and move yourself to feet up the wall. And if you want to use the block under your low back with your feet up the wall, go for it, but you just turn yourself up the wall. You can move your mat or you don't have to, just whatever makes you feel most comfortable. We'll do a little breath work here. So as you fade your way into this shape, we're going to do 6 rounds of bumblebee breath. Fingers on eyes, thumbs in ears. We'll take a collective breath in, an open mouth, sigh it out. We'll begin round robin style at your own cadence. Just notice an instrument. When you're feeling stressed or anxious, Bumblebee is a fantastic tool. Breaks up the noise in our minds, breaks up the energy in our bodies. Slowly begin to make your way back onto the mat. Knees together, feet walk out wide for restorative rest for just a moment. So if you come away from the wall, knees together, feet out, pause for just a moment. It's nice, soften our eating flow. And then drawing knees to ceiling, bring the hips to the right side and drop your knees over to the left side for a sweet supine twist. Take your gaze over your right arm. Place your right hand on your left thigh for a bilateral swirl. Take a deep breath in, a big open mouth, let it out. Draw knees to center, knees to right, gaze to left. Legs can be stacked or crossed, whatever feels right for you. Shoulders rest on the mat, right hand on left knee or thigh. Take a deep full breath, belly breath in. And open mouth breath out. Bring your knees to your chest, wrap yourself up with a really tight ball, squeeze it all up. And then as you exhale, you'll release your legs. An option to slide the bolster under your knees. Option to put a blanket over your chest. But this is time for rest. Savasana, so whatever feels really good in your body is what I want you to do. Maybe you yawn or moan or groan or shake something off. But give yourself permission to just be and receive. I'll come around with a little towel in just a moment. If you do not want one, place one hand on your belly just so I know. This is why we say that nothing happens to the wise contrary to their expectations. Why do the wise have so few problems compared with the rest of us? There are a few simple reasons. First, the wise seem to manage expectations as much as possible. They rarely expect what isn't possible in the first place. Second, the wise always consider both the best and worst case scenarios. They don't just think about what they wish to happen. But also what very realistically can happen if things were to suddenly turn. Third, the wise act with the reverse clause, meaning that they not only consider what might go wrong, but they are prepared for what to be exactly what they want to happen. This is an opportunity for excellence and virtue. And if you follow it today, you too will find that nothing surprises you or happens contrary to your expectations. Take a deep breath in. Big open mouth side out. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, stretch out long through your arms and through your legs. And then when you're ready, just roll to one side, pause there for just a moment. We are all wise. It's just whether or not we choose to experience and live from our own wisdom. Go ahead and find an easy seat. We'll come up, bringing your hands to meet at our hearts, dropping our chins down, finishing with a collective Om together. Big breath in, open mouth side, breathe in, bro. Om. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and one another tonight. Have a relaxing, fantastic night of sleep. Namaste.
It's so strange to not be sweating.
I know, right? It's okay to not always.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I know, I didn't even think the whole time.
Well, you had your hand on your belly.
I know, I said it.
I'm
okay,
curious how you meant.
Oh, okay, I was like, that was like.
You didn't want it.
Dare you?
How dare you?